Good morning. Today is Tuesday, November 29th of 2022, and I am heading with another order to Walmart. But first of all, you guys probably have noticed something changed on my screen. I have put in a time that actually has seconds, so I can, study and see if there's any difference at what second out of the 20 after makes any difference. So, always trying to figure this system out, trying to find a loophole and see how it can benefit me. Because if you can surprise them, no matter how much computerized and algorithms in it, you can always surprise the algorithm and trigger it to ignore certain steps. And if you can find that loophole, it can work for you. So, but let's look how we did yesterday. And here, like I already said in the past, here, because after the storm, we get a lot of spotty time for internet. Based my understanding, all of the Florida is on fiber. Those of you who do not know what fiber is actually like a fishing line. It's like glass, wire with the glass inside, through which lasers beam and send data. So our internet actually sends through majority of the country, even internationally in some cases, through fiber, and then, depends on what coverage you have in your area, then it goes from there. Those lasers sometimes can act up and cause problems, and I guess when they get wet, they get flooded, they can cause more problems. I think that's what we experience here in the area because of that. So, sometimes you pull up to the customer and you're like 5, 6, 7 minutes. Okay, when is the order going to go through? So I can actually see, scan, I can see the address, I can confirm the address, I can confirm the order, can drip it off, or I can even take a picture. So, sometimes it is what it is, and it is disappointing. And sometimes it's just kind of like, ugh. But, you cannot really do anything. We just wait until the internet can come backs up again. Today I had a situation where I had to wait for like 4 minutes, but I had a situation another day where it was like 13 minutes. I actually took a label, pulled away a little bit from the customer, and took a picture with my other phone, and then sat in my car so I can finalize the order, because I dropped it out, but I couldn't scan the arrival and proceed anything else with the order. It would just be churning. So, let's do this. So yesterday I did $155. $60 off of that was a incentive from Spark. So let's look at it. I started Uber a little too late because we went out with my family. Mondays are not my best days because I have other responsibilities that I have to do as well. So, went out. Man, food got expensive at restaurants. I don't think I'll be going to restaurants anymore. It's just too expensive. $48 for 3 of us. Just basic meal. $48. That's before the tip, before anything, before taxes. It's crazy. It became so unrealistic that with how much we're getting paid with the Spark and Uber and all that stuff, our pay has not increased. People has cut back on tips, but at the same time, it's just not realistic. But everything went up in price. So So after, we ate, then I had them come with me, and I got 2 orders, which was took me into the middle of nowhere. But, it was a $26, 2 orders, which they were, stacked on each other almost immediately. And then, I sat at each place. The first was Five Guys. It was at least a 10-minute wait because it was like a rush time for everybody. And then second was Buffalo Wings, and they didn't have that one ready, so I waited another like 4 or 5 minutes on that one. Because uneducated personnel, according to the clerk up front, she always have to go back and tell them what to do next. So it was really bad. They said it was like 40-minute backup in the kitchen at the time, and there was barely any people in the restaurant. So you guys can see with Spark, I had an order 7, 20, 8, 20, 9, 20, 10, 20. Then I couldn't take 11, 20 because I would have finished past 12, and I needed to be ready for interpreting at 12. So paused it. After the meeting, I started editing the video so be available for the group, those that didn't attend. I took the 220 220 delivery, came back, finished stuff, and then at 10 I added the incentive. So that's kind of my schedule. You guys can see how the orders did. Now today is in the morning. So far I got 7, 20, 8, 20, 9, 20, 23, 17, and 22. Better than like yesterday. I had a lot of low-paying Spark orders, like $9, $8.50, $8.50. Yeah, they were not as attractive. I hope it's going to be continuing like that throughout the day. And then, around 5 o'clock, I'll switch over to Uber. Push as much as I can. Nothing is, I need to go home and pick up the second vehicle for my wife, so I don't have to, take her here, take her there, and all this and that. So, I bought the ticket for this Thursday, but it's out of Clearwater. It's an hour-out drive. There's another airport, Punta Gorda here, which is about 20-minute drive, maybe 25. So hopefully maybe I'll switch it over because I bought one of those with the Allegiant where I can change my flight at any time, like insurance thing, like $35. But So out of the Punta Gorda, either I had to fly on Sunday, which was like $200 plus for a ticket, or fly earliest like 16th or the 17th is the earliest that I can fly with the Allegiant to Lexington. So I also having issues finding somebody that can pick me up at the airport as well. So just a few of the things like that. I know a few of you guys commented, and let me see if I can find those comments. First, I want to say thank you for every single one of you watching the video and videos, as well as commenting and liking the videos, because that allows the algorithm to be altered on YouTube and gives me a chance of getting the videos seen by more people and getting to my 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours faster. One of the comments I received was that somebody doesn't take anything less than $20. Hey, I would love to be that person as well. And but it's not always the way we want it. Am I going to, since I am deciding to stay here till March, maybe April in Florida, I might start playing around with my acceptance rate on Spark. But until then, and see, if I can play more. But again, there's so many drivers that if I don't take something, I'm most likely not going to get anything on second round because of drivers take almost everything. So, what else we had? Let me see. So yes, and yeah, Jay, that's my first situation for myself. What happened yesterday with 4 o'clock in the morning offer? So, um, all I'm gonna say is this: appreciate you guys, but we do what we can, what makes sense to end of the day to reach our goal. Like for me, it's a minimum 200 for at least 5 days. That's gonna put me at $1,000 range. I did finish off last week with over 1,000, which I hit the goal. I'm thinking of probably changing my flight so I can focus on this week and hitting the goal $1,000 and maybe a little bit more, so I can cover the trip, flying there and traveling back, because that's going to take about 2 to 3 days out of my work day, which means that's $600, just $400 to $600 a loss of suspected income, that I'm not going to be able to make. But I do need to pick a few things up and stuff like that. So, I appreciate you guys. Be successful. Go out, make the money, and remember, whatever you take, whatever I take, impacts my family, impacts my bottom line, and impacts life overall. And I will be back. So be blessed and take care.